Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to my next narrated Pokemon Wi-Fi battle video upload. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, mainly because I've been doing VSS week all of last week, and the battle Wi-Fi finder on Smogon has been down. But during the entire VSS week, I've been stockpiling battle videos for you all to enjoy once the week was over. So today, I'm going to kick things off by giving you an NU match that I had against an opponent by the name of Roane, who I met on the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder thread that is being used currently to find battles because the Battle Wi-Fi Finder is down. But just to talk a little bit about my team, I mainly just wanted to use Corsola because I have two of them in my box and I've not used one yet. So this is a defensive Corsola with Regenerator and Stealth Rock, so that's always a really cool thing. It's the only Stealth Rock Pokemon that gets Regenerator, which is, I think, very unique about Corsola. I'm also using a Tangela, also with a Flareon, to kind of be my three Pokemon defensive core thing. Then I'm using a Scarfed Girafarig, a pretty standard by most cases Electrode. The only difference is that instead of Foul Play, which you usually see on Electrode, I have Sucker Punch, just because I like priority. And then I'm using a Flail Dodrio, which is a Pokemon I have had in my box for a very long time, but have not had the opportunity to use yet. But as far as my Pokemon's team is concerned, it's using some pretty standard, never-used Pokemon, kind of the top tier of NU with the Sawk and the Gardevoir and Licky Licky and other Pokemon like that. So this is definitely going to be a difficult mountain to climb, so let's see how I go by kicking it off right now. So to start things off, I lead off with my Electrode as my opponent led off with his Meganium. Now, not being able to do anything to this Pokemon outside of Hidden Power Ice, but I knew that wasn't going to kill this early in the battle, I decided to just Volt Switch out right away, get a little bit of damage. In case maybe he switched, I would get Switch Initiative, but I decided the best thing to go out into would be my Tangela, because if he went for Leech Seed or any Grass-type move, I would be easily able to dodge that. I also have Hidden Power Fire, which could match up very nicely against this Grass-type. But he goes for Toxic on the following turn. It misses. Doesn't matter too much because I do have Heal Bell on my Flareon, but I am able to put this Meganium to sleep, which is really good for me because this Pokemon could potentially pack Aromatherapy, and now that Pokemon is asleep, so won't be able to provide any status healing support to the rest of his team. But he brings in Gardevoir here as I go for the Hidden Power on the Meganium. Obviously, he switches in Gardevoir to take that really nicely, but me not really wanting to take a Psychic from this thing because Tangela is typically physically defensive, I decided to switch out into my Girafarig here, but seeing as he's going for Calm Minds, I decided to just Trick right away. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but because I know he's probably going to go for another one, I could lock him in on Calm Mind and force him to have to switch out as I get his Life Orb, which is actually really good for me because I actually get added power through this trick while losing some speed. But either way, as he switches out, I decided Hyper Voice is probably the best option to go for. It does a solid like 60% to this Charizard, which is really great because if I'm able to get up Stealth Rock, this thing is dead next time it switches in. But something was telling me that it was Scarfed, and also it does naturally outspeed Girafarig, so I do switch out into my Flareon to absorb it with a Flash Fire, and then just proceed to go for Lava Plume on the following turn. He does switch out, which kind of verifies to me that this is Scarfed, but he does bring his Licky Licky, which takes that extremely well, especially since I also got the Flash Fire boost. But I decided to go out into my Corsola here, figuring that Licky Licky can't really do too much to me, and this would be my best opportunity to set up Stealth Rock, which is going to kill that Charizard next time it switches in. Luckily for me though, he does just switch out into his Sawk, which I figured at this point I could handle very well because Tangela is just incredibly bulky. So I switch out right into that on this turn to take the close combat, but unfortunately, this does way more than I was expecting it to, which is pretty much verifying at this point that this is a banded Sawk. Now that's good for one reason in that I will have a ton of things outspeeding it, but the thing that sucks is that I do have to lose my Tangela right here to 2 close combats, which is going to be very annoying, because I would have liked to have this thing around for the remainder of the battle. But knowing that Dodrio naturally outspeeds Sawk, and he is a Mold Breaker variant, so he's not going to have Sturdy, I decided to switch this in and go for Jolpeck to take it out if he stays in. He decides to switch out into his Charizard to just die to Stealth Rock, and then bring in his Gardevoir on the following turn. Now this is Scarfed, so I decided to switch out right away to Flareon because Flareon is pretty specially defensive. And the thing that boggles my mind when this happened in battle is that he goes for Shadow Ball right here. I have no idea what my opponent was predicting right there because Dodrio is immune to it being a normal type, Girafarig is immune to it being a normal type as well, so I have no idea what came out of that. But either way, goes for a Shadow Ball. I take that rather nicely because I'm very specially defensive. Just go for a Lava Plume on the following turn as he switches in his Samurott. Now, this Samurott worries me a lot because if it is a Pokemon that does have priority, it's going to make it very difficult for my Dodrio to sweep late game because it does rely on having low health to use Flail. So I decided to switch out into my Girafarig here, and then decided to go for Thunderbolt on the following turn. He probably wasn't expecting that. I don't think Aqua Jet would have killed either, so he probably just wanted to go for Waterfall, but because of the Life Orb that I got from Gardevoir, that's going to easily take him out from that range, which is really great for me. But not wanting to switch out just yet, and knowing that I have Sap Sipper to pretty much be immune to any grass move, I decided to trick this Meganium to give it the Life Orb so that I get its leftovers, because this is a defensive Pokemon, so I want to basically make it so that it can't be healing health very quickly. But he actually forgets about the Sap Sipper ability, I guess, in Girafarig. You don't see this Pokemon too often, so it's very understandable, but decides to go for a Toxic on the following turn. Again, this isn't going to matter too much because I do have Heal Bell on my Flareon in case I switch out into that. Now, I probably should have just went for Hyper Voice right here. I really don't know why, but I just went for a second Psychic. This Gardevoir obviously is going to take very minimal damage from the Psychic because of its just natural special defense, and also because it's a not very effective hit. And I see that right now that he decides to go for the Signal Beam, which is easily going to take out my Girafarig. Not known for its special defense, but Gardevoir is definitely known for its power. But seeing as he now is locked in on Signal Beam, a move that Dodrio resists, I figured that is the perfect opportunity to bring in this Pokemon and go for a workup. The Samurott is dead, so I won't have to worry about priority, so I just boost up to +1 right here, and then kind of fearing the Dragon Tail, because Licky Lickies often pack it, I decided to go for the Drill Peck right away just to get some damage as he goes for the Wish. Now, normally with Pokemon that carry Wish, they also carry Protect, so me predicting this Protect, I decided to go for a second workup, which is really good for me because now I am at +2, which means I'm going to be doing a ton of damage with this Dodrio, regardless of what Pokemon he brings in, and now it's pretty much a solid 2-hit KO at this point with Drill Peck. Now, I was also kind of fearing Thunder Wave, but he doesn't show me that he has it right here, which I thought was very odd, or he just doesn't go for Seismic Toss either. I really never figured out what the fourth move on this Licky Licky is, but because I worked up last time he wished Protected, I decided to go for 2 Drill Pecks this time. I catch him off guard because he probably thought I was going to work up right there, and I'm able to take out the Licky Licky. Now, knowing Gardevoir is extremely powerful, this is the perfect opportunity to go for Endure. He is Scarf, so he's probably going to outspeed me, so I'm able to Endure the Psychic. Unfortunately, though, I do live with 5. I'd rather have lived with 1, obviously, because that would fully power up my Flail. But I decided to just go for Drill Peck right away. I'm not really sure how the difference in damage Flail is at when you're at 5 HP as opposed to 1, but I decided to just kind of test it out right here because I figured I was going to sweep at this point in battle. Go for Flail, take out the Meganium. That's going to go down very easily. Also, it's important to note that a Flail with just normal damage, because obviously normal types are not super effective against anything, does more damage than a super effective Drill Peck, which I thought was really cool. So I'm able to actually flail this Sock and am able to KO it for the victory in the battle. So for those of you that have seen my flail sets and things like that and think they're just stupid, they really work. And Dodrio is probably, in my opinion, the second best user of flail outside of, or a flail or reversal, I would say, outside of Kangaskhan, because Kangaskhan obviously has the scrappy ability, so using a return in combination with reversal is just unresisted because of scrappy, which is really cool. But Dodrio definitely does it extremely well, and it's very fast, as you saw right there, so I was able to easily clean up my opponent's Pokemon once I was able to set up for the remainder of the battle. That is pretty much it for this video, everyone, so I wanted to thank you all for watching. Glad to be back narrating battles because I love doing these, and I'm very happy to be having them. Also, for those of you that would like to battle me, I do sign on to my Skype. It's called Rykardskype if you want to add me there. The name is also in the description of the video. If you want to add me, I'm more than happy to battle you and accept a challenge over Skype. Don't really do it over YouTube just because it's very annoying to get like a million inboxes. Rather just do it over Skype when I sign on. But that is pretty much it for this video, everyone. So as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.